All right, so we started recording. Mike, if you want to go to the title screen first, actually.
Do you see it? Oh,
Title screen.
Okay.
Yep. All right, there we go. All right, so let's go. And thank you, Erin and Sarah, for being here. Mike, we'll start off and then we'll hand it off to Erin and Sarah.
Okay, so welcome everybody. So this is actually week 7 of our Minecraft engineering classes. So we've done a lot along the way. We started out our first day, we started learning about what civil engineering was, talked about the different various things that are involved in civil engineering, what a civil engineer is, what they do. And then we started getting into some of the big heavy building stuff. We started learning about building roads, how a road is designed, and we started building road. Then we learned how bridges are designed. We started doing bridges. And then from there, we started learning about city planning. We learned about the different types of parts of a city. We learned about the city boundaries, the city zones, the residential zone, commercial, all those other zones. Then we started building up our zones, building houses for our residential. Then we started building hospitals and police stations and other places. Then we learned about road signs, and we learned about city permits and a bunch of other stuff, things that we have to know and understand when we're actually engineering a city, building a city. All right, so like Mr. Will was saying today, we've got special guests today. We're going to have 2 special people that are from the area. We have Erin and Sarah, and both are associated with Naperville, project managers and city planners, and they've helped develop the cities, okay? They've not just Naperville, but a couple other cities. So today what we're going to do is we're going to start out, they're going to do a presentation for us. They're just going to talk about what they do and talk about in general, everything that was related to what we've been doing for the past several weeks. And then after that, we're going to let you ask questions, and then we'll have Sarah and Erin answer the questions for us. And then as a special thing at the end, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our breakout rooms, and we're going to do tours of our cities. So Sarah and Erin can stick around and they can join us in our breakout rooms, and then we'll let you take over and kind of guide us through your city, what you've done, where you've laid out your city, and just kind of, you could ask them questions, they can ask you questions. So this is kind of a big day. This is pretty cool. This is kind of like summing up everything that we've been learning so far. So with that, we'll hand everything off to Sarah and Erin. I think Sarah, I'll let you, Sarah and Erin, you could introduce yourselves right now. And then Sarah, when you're ready, you can start your presentation and share it.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Kopinski. I'm a community planner for the city of Naperville. I've worked there for over 6 years, but I also live in Naperville too. So it's kind of fun to see the projects that we're working on being built up around me. Thank you for having us. We're so excited. We love when young kids start learning about city planning and engineering. It's a small specialized field, but we have a lot of fun with it. I'll let Erin introduce herself too.
My name is Erin. I also work for the city of Naperville. I live in Lisle, which is right next door. I was previously a planner with Naperville, and now I'm what's called a project manager, and I work with people that are looking to develop in the city from when they have their first idea to start working in the city till they open the doors on their building.
All right, so I'm going to share a presentation. Erin is going to be speaking first. Bear with me while we get this up and going.
Perfect.
All right, everyone can see that okay?
Looks good.
Okay.
Okay, so good morning. Sarah and I are really excited and honored to be a part of your urban planning unit. Community planners work with the general public and other city departments and services and elected and appointed officials. The image on this slide was taken during one of our city council meetings where the mayor and the city council members listen to feedback from Naperville residents and make decisions affecting the community. This is a picture of the development services team on a field trip we took a while back. I've circled the 2 of us so you can put a face with the voices on this presentation. This field trip was to a local building material manufacturer so that the staff could better understand some of the new construction materials that were available to builders and what they look like once they're installed on a building. So what does a community planner do? We review development plans for things like new homes, additions to existing homes, the remodeling of old buildings, and the construction of new buildings. We answer zoning questions, attend planning and zoning commission meetings, and we make plans for the future. Zoning is used to guide the development within the city, and the city's zoning ordinance provides the basis for many development decisions that need to be made. On this slide, you can see Naperville's zoning map. What is zoning? Zoning is a method of urban planning in which a municipality divides land into areas called zones, each of which has a set of regulations for new development that differs from the other zones. Naperville has 23 zoning districts. 12 of them are residential districts, 9 are business districts, and 3 are industrial districts. Each of these zones has different requirements for what land uses are acceptable, how large the yards can be, where parking is appropriate, how tall the buildings can be, what percentage of the lot can be covered, and more. Residential zones are generally the least intensive of the zoning districts, and industrial districts are oftentimes the most intensive zoning districts due to the size of the buildings that locate in those areas, the amount of truck traffic that they need to accommodate, and in terms of generally how those sites are used. Zoning is the fundamental building block that tells planners, elected and appointed officials, and property owners what they are able to do by right on their property. Anyone planning to do something that's not expressly permitted by their property zoning classification is required to go through a development review and public hearing process. So within the city of Naperville, the development process typically looks like this. First, a property owner or their representative will come into the city for what's called a concept meeting. At that concept meeting, the property owner will share their initial ideas with our city staff. Representative from the city's planning and engineering departments, our utility departments, which is electric, water, and wastewater, the fire department, and the building department will provide feedback on the customer's proposal. This can include anticipated costs associated with the project, what will be required to service the building in terms of water and electricity, accessibility and safety of the project as viewed by the eyes of the city's emergency services, what building materials and design will be necessary, and more. Community planners will also share what staff's level of support for the project is. Any project going through the development process is seeking ultimate approval by the city council. Some projects will continue on after the concept meeting, while some will decide they want to withdraw for various types of reasons. Next, the applicant will submit a development petition. This will outline the details of their project and provide justification for why it should be approved by the city. All of the city's representatives that participated in that initial concept meeting will review the project for compliance with different technical codes. The applicant and staff will continually update the plans until technical compliance has been achieved. At this point, public notice is issued. You may have seen public notice signs as you drive around the city. They alert passerbys that a development is proposed on this property and encourage people to provide comments to the city for consideration prior to the city council's approval or denial of the project. Public notice is also issued in the newspaper in a letter that is sent to nearby property owners. It occurs 15 to 30 days before the public hearing. At that public hearing, city staff, interested members of the public, and the applicant present their information to the Planning and Zoning Commission for their consideration. The PZC is a recommending body to City Council. Once all that public testimony has been heard and staff's recommendation is considered, the PZC will vote to recommend approval or denial of the request. Lastly, City Council will review the plans along with the recommendation of the PZC, staff, the public, and the applicant. City Council will either approve or deny the request. If approved, the necessary ordinances and regulations are prepared, and the applicant will begin the process of applying for different building permits. If denied, the property will typically remain as is until another developer comes forward with an idea. Planners are an integral part in the development process and responsible for guiding the development proposal through the public hearing process. Planners write detailed technical memos and prepare presentations for the public meeting that take place and have to be ready to answer questions as they arise.
All right, so in addition to zoning, planners use long-range plans and detailed design guidelines to help guide decision-making. Long-range plans identify what the city hopes to see on the property in the future. For example, if there was a large tract of vacant land left along one of the city's main roadways, the city will identify what future desired development on that land might look like. This will involve community outreach events where planners solicit the opinions, aspirations, and things to avoid from surrounding property owners, looking at the site's existing geography, such as, is there a stream going through the property that needs to be maintained, or existing mature trees that should be preserved? Reviewing the appropriateness of the property's current zoning designation and studying what other land uses border the property. Is there a lot of traffic on the roadway? Is it next to a railway or park? Are there existing homes in the area? And if so, are more homes appropriate, or do we need to ensure the future land use is appropriately separated and buffered from these homes? In what way should buffering be applied? A long-range plan will be developed after all these aspects have been considered. Then, as developers approach the city with their ideas, staff can review the proposal against the existing zoning district and for compatibility with the city's long-range plan. Building and site design are some of the most creative and fun aspects of planning. Once the underlying land use or uses are identified, planners defer to design guidelines to determine the best form and aesthetics for a development site. The city has different recommendations for what is appropriate in different parts of the community, but we have citywide building design guidelines that we refer to for all buildings. The purpose of these guidelines is to promote high quality design that will also enhance the quality of life for Naperville residents. We look at things like building mass transition to ensure there is a gradual transition between different building masses, visual transparency to create a visual connection between indoor and outdoor spaces, primary entrance identity to create an obvious and welcoming building entry, articulation and modulation to provide visual relief for large wall areas, building base, middle, and cap. This is an ancient formula that encourages a heavy appearance at the building's base, a quality building cap, since this is where the building meets the skyline, and a middle that is usually repetitive from floor to floor and helps establish vertical proportions. And lastly, color scheme to unify the building image and complement the surrounding context. Some of the city's most specific and detailed guidelines apply to our downtown area. Downtown Naperville is a destination that stands apart from other communities in the region. The city has developed a land use and building design plan that builds upon the city's history and establishes a clear vision for the future of the downtown. The fundamental themes of the plan include maintaining a compact downtown that includes a mix of uses located within a distinct core, secondary downtown and transition area, valuing the existing residential neighborhoods that surround the downtown, preserving downtown's small town character through traditional building design constructed at a pedestrian scale, offering free and conveniently located public parking that is optimized through different parking management strategies, and focusing on pedestrian comfort and safety in and around the downtown. A higher level of detail is considered for downtown given the amount of pedestrian traffic and high concentration of business establishments located here. Oftentimes, going downtown is an event for people, and while you are there, you may stop at a variety of places. the Riverwalk, an ice cream store, Anderson's bookstore, maybe a favorite restaurant. Each time you go may be different than the last, or you may have your favorite places to stop and linger. Naperville is known as a leader in providing top quality urban amenities and gathering places that draw not only residents and customers, but thousands of visitors each year. Our downtown plan seeks to build upon this legacy by creating new urban plazas to offer flexible downtown gathering places that complement the Riverwalk and Central Park, offering a festival streetscape design in certain areas to host special events, recognizing and seeking to enhance views that capture pedestrian interest and attract visitors to exciting cultural, recreational, and shopping destinations, and maintaining a commitment to well-designed, amenity-rich pedestrian streetscapes that are well-maintained and offer space that accommodates a walkable environment for shopping, strolling, and dining. The City of Naperville website includes links to all of the city's planning documents if you're interested in more additional information. So we hope that this high-level overview has given you some things to consider as you work on refining your cities. Things to think about: where will your buildings be located? What materials will they be made out of? What uses should go next to each other? Will people be walking or driving through the city? And are there any amenities you'll need to include around your buildings? So this concludes our presentation. At this time, we want to open it up for any questions you have for us.
Okay, thank you, Sarah and Aaron. So I think the way we do this is if you guys can raise your hand, if you guys have any questions. Who wants to ask the first question? I have you all.
I see Joshua.
Okay, Joshua, go ahead.
What's it like being a city planner?
Mhm.
You know, being a city planner is different every day. And it really depends on the town you work in to know what you're going to be doing. But it's a lot of fun. You get to work with different professionals in engineering and legal departments and creative urban designers. And it sounds like it's very similar to what you're doing in Minecraft. We get to look at our city and pick out different spots and all talk together and work on what we think might be the best development for that site. It can be a little tricky sometimes because a lot of people have different opinions. So part of what city planning is managing and talking to everyone and trying to reach some sort of a consensus.
Very good. Anybody else with a question?
Looks like we have, anybody wants to ask a question? So it looks like Chase was asking a question. Chase, why don't you just ask the question? Go ahead.
Do you have any tips for being a city planner?
Erin, want to take?
I think there's different ways you can get into it. Sarah has a more traditional educational background of a degree in urban planning, where I have a political science degree, which is not as standard. So there's all different ways you can get started. But I think you would just want to start working in a city and get started that way. But as far as tips, typically people start with an internship at a city and start working that way. Summer internships would be a great way in college to get started. I don't know if that's what you're looking for.
And just to add on that, these times are obviously a little bit different. That's why we're all in our different locations and on Zoom right now. But once things kind of go back to normal and city halls are opened up, I know Naperville certainly is always happy to give students and people interested in planning or development tours of our department. And as you get older, you might want to come in and shadow a planner so you can actually sit with us and see what we do each day and kind of come to the meetings with us. So that's a good way to kind of get your feet wet. And then if it's something you like Erin mentioned, pursue a degree in urban and regional planning. There's a lot of schools in Illinois, I know, that offer that degree, but it seems to be a growing profession throughout the country.
We also have, I don't know if other towns have this, but Naperville allows high school students to sit on several boards as a student member. So you might want to check that out in the town you live in and see if they have a similar program. You can learn a lot about the boards and commissions in your town.
Mhm.
Wow, that's great information. Personally, I love coming downtown to Naperville, and it's a great town to visit, and it's a lot of good things to see, and a lot of good restaurants, and the Riverwalk and everything. So, thank you, Erin and Sarah, for helping, Naperville be a good destination for everybody. What I would like to ask a question. What do you think is the coolest part of your job? Like, if you were to say, okay, this is really cool. So what would you say the coolest part of your job is?
I'll go first. I think the neatest part for me is kind of the design piece. My favorite part is when developers are coming in with kind of a blank slate and looking for city feedback on what sort of use and what layout is best appropriate for that site. I was actually always more interested in architecture and the landscape versus the uses and zones. So I like to be able to jump in on design and make suggestions on building materials or how to orient different plazas for people to maximize their enjoyment of the site.
I think seeing sites go from conception to the end, seeing buildings be built, seeing projects be completed, and also one thing about being a planner is about projects and new sites and new businesses coming to town before everybody else. So that's always kind of exciting.
Great. What do you think is what skill? I mean, what do you have to be good at? Do you have to be good at math, or what do you have to be? What kind of skills do you need to become a city planner, or is it kind of an all around job to have?
Yeah, I think city planning doesn't really have any required technical backgrounds. Certainly, as you go through school, you will learn and become proficient in different programs. We use a lot of GIS, which is a geographic information mapping system. It's something that can be learned. I think as you're thinking about a career in city planning, the best thing to know is that you just need to be very detail oriented. And then just to remain flexible. We deal with a lot of codes that are written in kind of dry legal language. So being able to interpret those things and be able to write a technical report. So writing and attention to detail, I think, are the most important.
Okay. Chase, do you want to ask a question?
Sure. Do you have any tips for planning a city? Because for us, some of us are the ones that are helping to plan the city too. So.
I think whenever you're planning a city, relationships are key and important. I know I believe that your Minecraft cities are all next to each other. So you probably first want to look at your relationship with each other and make sure that your boundaries are going to be compatible and easily traversable for people, whether they're going to be using their car or pedestrians. And other than that, you really want to look at the types of uses. Think about yourself. What would you like close to your house, and what would you maybe want further away from that? And make sure that those uses are spread out. And if you can't spread them out, put something in between them to help create some sort of a physical space. So that might be maintaining a park, planting additional landscaping, putting up fencing or walls to provide barriers. You want to make sure residential homes are typically the foundation of a city, and those are the areas that you most want to protect moving forward. Erin, I don't know if you have anything to add.
I was just going to say it's a whole nother lesson, but there are some cities that don't have zoning, and you can look at how they turned out, and there's always like homes next to gas stations, and that's probably not something you want to live by. So you want to think about that.
Thank you. That's great.
Those are great tips. In fact, I think our students have learned that along the way because they didn't establish their city boundaries yet, and they started overlapping. And then so we had to make sure they understood that you have to understand where your city ends and where your neighbor's city starts, and then also the placement of where everything goes. So that perfect tips.
Thank you. All right, but I think it's time that we can go into our break rooms. I think the kids are itching to get into Minecraft. So what I'm going to do is, everybody, you know your color of your team. I'm going to open up the break rooms. Sarah and Erin, just stay in here just for now, and we'll join each team. So each team, again, when you join your breakout rooms, unmute yourself so you guys can talk to each other as you're building today. And then when we join you, we're going to ask you to kind of go over your city, and Mr. Mike will be screen sharing his Minecraft screen so we can see what you guys are talking about. Okay. All right. So I'm going to open up everybody's room right now. You guys join your rooms.
Are you going to leave it open so we can join other rooms to talk to other teams?
Yes.
Got it started.
Okay. If you can't join your room, just let me
Sorry,
know.
we can't see it. We can't see the
Okay,
door.
Micah, I'm going to put you in your room. Okay. I got you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Andrew, do you know where to Andrew go? I'm going to put you in the blue room, right, Andrew? Katie, do you know? Can you join your room?
What happened here?
Joshua, what room are you in?
Blue.
You're in blue. Okay, I'm going to put you in the blue room. And why is Andrew not joining his room? There he goes. Okay, Joshua, there we go. Okay, so it's just us four right now. All right, so thank you. So we're just gonna go from room to room and let them talk, and you can kind of visualize. And Mike, you want to start your screen share?
Okay. So do we want to bounce around?
Yeah. So let's go to the blue room first, and we'll go from there. So if you guys
Okay,
can, Erin, Sarah, do you see that you can join the blue room, or do I need to move you? If you can't,
I see breakout rooms.
yeah, if you click on that, then you can join one of the rooms. So we're going to join the blue room first.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
And if you can, I can put you in there. So okay.
All right, we'll see everybody in the blue.
Hi, blue team. Hi guys. Hi Joshua, Faith, Andrew, Luca. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. Okay. So, Mr. Mike, can you share your screen?
Hello, blue room. Yes. Let's screen shared.
What's this place? What are you making here?
Okay, so we're only going to have about 5 minutes.
I've
So
never seen this door.
Okay, so we're going to go to our blue city first. And interesting enough, I believe our blue city did not call their city blue. They called their city red. All right, so
Yeah, we wanted to be red team.
who is
you
our
wanted
city?
to be the red team?
Oh my gosh, what are all these cards? Okay, who is our city planner for this team?
You may want to do an overhead shot, Mike, so we can.
Yeah, we'll
Andrew,
do.
I think.
Mommy, I'm not moving.
All right, so let's see, who's our city
Oh,
planner?
that's the teacher.
I have caps lock on.
Andrew,
Okay.
are you there?
Luca, are you the city planner?
No.
Who's the
I
city planner?
thought Andrew was.
Andrew is.
Oh, Andrew, could you start talking? If you could see my screen.
Andrew, can you unmute yourself, Andrew?
If you could see my screen, I'm going to I'm just going to walk through, and then you guys can start talking about your city, how you developed it, and the things about it. All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm not sure Andrew is there actually. So why don't we have, so Joshua, Luke, and Faith, one of you, can you guys talk about your city? What do you have? You have a bridge here that goes over water, right?
Yeah.
And
Then we got a neighborhood.
yep. And what's in your neighborhood?
Houses.
Okay, so you have a residential area. What else do we have?
Very nice.
So you have
A
some.
store
Okay,
right there next to the greenhouse.
okay.
And then that other place is Culver's.
So you have a Culver's there. Okay.
Well, let's hold on. This is our
Always a good
residential area, right? So this
And
is our
then that
residential
far off
area.
gray building is a 2-story water park that I made.
Okay,
And then there's our hotel.
so you have a hotel.
Okay, where's the hotel?
It's
Oh, is that the
near
big one?
a
Is that the
bedrock
hotel?
house and some glass and a different thing.
So what is the glass building?
I'm walking at it right now.
Greenhouse.
I'm jumping.
So you've got a greenhouse there. Okay, so this big building over here says RK, looks like.
No,
Is
this
it?
is our hotel.
All right, let's look at your hotel.
We only have a
Welcome
couple
to-
minutes,
oh.
Mike, so.
Yeah, right, okay. All right, so what else is in your city here?
Yeah, well, does Sarah or Erin have any questions?
You
What
know,
is that?
it
Who
looks like
put
a
a big
great,
lava thing over here?
it looks like it's a great destination. I like how it looks like your road goes right through the center. That makes it very easy to get to your hotel. And you get to go right past that greenhouse. What, is there any reason that you put the hotel at the end of the city?
Because there was stuff there already.
Okay. And then what about the houses? Did you want everyone to live close together, or would you let anybody live further out in the countryside, or you want to keep everybody close?
Everybody closer, probably.
I think that looks like a great little neighborhood.
I like the hotel and the water park together. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Culver's is always a good spot to be able to walk or drive to. So that's nice. It's right by the homes too. Is that a train track going down the center of the road?
Joshua, Luca, is that a train track?
It is, but if you put a torch near it, it lights up, and if you put a
One
mine,
has a water park.
it goes faster, like a real car.
Okay, so some of this was when they first started building it out. They didn't have a big plan yet, but then once we started going through our lessons, they started understanding a little more. So I think the tracks are part of the earlier development.
Okay.
All right, I think we're out of time with the blue team. Let's jump over to the purple team. Sarah, thank you, Luca, Joshua, Andrew,
Great job, you guys.
Faith, and we'll jump over to the purple team. I'll just put you guys in the room.
Andrew, I want to show you something.
Okay.
Erin and Sarah, so it's easy to.
Andrew,
All right.
come.
Okay. Thank you, blue team.
Hi, Lila.
Hi.
Hi, Case.
Hi.
All right, so this is a two-person team. And Lila or Case, do you want to talk about your city and explain a little bit aspects of your city and how you planned it out?
Well, normally we just both talk about it because we both really just decide together because there's only two people. so it's not
Mike,
like
can you screen share?
a team.
Like screen share? Oh.
No, Mike, let Mike screen share. Mr. Mike's can screen
Yeah,
share.
let me get that back up here, sorry. Screen share. All right.
So we're gonna do a quick tour of your city.
Okay, what city are we in again?
They're purple. They're next to the blue
Purple.
team.
Okay,
Purple.
So Lila and Case, can you
Andy, where are you?
Lila and
So
Case?
I'm right by the purple bridge.
Okay,
Right
can you?
here. Technically, it's not purple bridge. It's just like a bridge.
Okay, so Mr. Mike. So Mr. Mike is where you're by your purple bridge.
all
So
right.
we're going into your city. So Lila, can you talk about your city? We're going across the purple bridge right now.
I see you. Hi. Okay. So I built this skywalk so people could walk and so they don't have to walk on the edge. So it'd be much safer because you know how cars always dent fences. That always happens whenever I'm walking, I see a dented fence and I'm like, a car ran into there. Anyway, so that's safer for pedestrians. And this is Main Street. and it goes kind of weirdly split. This was the very first house we built. That's just a random house. We have the school by the residential area. And yes, I even built a principal's office, and then there's a playground for kids when they get, because I guess that. And there's more houses because it's a residential area. Then we have a restaurant over here because people need to eat and sometimes they don't want to walk really, really far away. And then we're building more houses here. And then I was planning to go out here, kind of right here could be our downtown area. And I don't know what that lava thing is, honestly.
Yeah, I don't, we'll have to figure that out.
I didn't build that. I don't know if Case built that. Did you?
I did not.
And I don't know who built that. And then I went farther than that and found a spring of water.
Okay, so you're gonna have to build around those then, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's so far what we have planned.
I think that looks fantastic. I love how sensitive you were in creating that pedestrian bridge to keep people safe as they cross over that water. And schools, it's great to have room for schools within the neighborhood so that kids are close to home and you have a good sense of community.
Thank you.
The whole thing looks really walkable, which is something we don't really have around here if you're not in a city like Chicago. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What
I
is
live in
this?
Chicago actually.
Is this a
Okay.
house?
That's where I'm born.
Yeah, so you can tell.
I'm not in downtown, but I'm like not outside of Chicago. Like I'm actually in the city limits of Chicago.
Okay, yeah, and when you're out here, you can't walk anywhere. So
Yep. Yeah, you did a great job.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Good job, everybody. Okay.
I'm
who's the-
finishing my last house.
You're finishing your last house? Awesome. All right, let's jump
like a
over
tiny-
to the yellow team. So I'm gonna put you guys in the yellow room. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you
All
for
job.
listening to our ideas.
good job.
All right. Meet you there.
Mike,
Yep.
yep, I'll see you there.
Yep.
On our end.
Hello, yellow team.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, so let's stop building now. We have Sarah and Erin here. Who wants to kind of narrate or talk about their city? Who wants to do that? Maggie, Rose, Simon, Elliot, who wants to talk about it? Nobody? All right, I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. So you guys have a bridge that goes into your city. What's the first thing that you see when you go into your city?
A house.
Okay, you have a house. Do you have an area of houses here? We're looking at on Mr. Mike's screen. So Mr. Mike is coming across your city. So can you tell us a little bit about your city? So you have a house on the left, right? And it looks like a couple houses. What else do you have in your city? Maggie or Rose, do you want to tell us?
These are some really nice houses. They look really big and pretty with
They
the
do.
brick.
I like how all the proportions are very similar too. Nobody's house is small and cast in the shadows of anyone else's.
Okay, what else do we have here beyond your houses? What do we have here? Can anybody walk with Mr. Mike? You guys are in the world right now. Can you guys walk with him and tell us what we have? What do we have? It looks like a building with a parking lot and what is that?
It's a school.
Okay, so the school's next to the houses. Good. What else do we have? Next to the school, what do we have?
A library.
Okay,
Oh, great.
good. And that has a parking lot as well. Okay, so let's turn around. What else do we have here? Elliot or Simon, do you want to tell it? Oh, is Simon in this room? I think he is, right? Yeah. What else do you have in this? What else do you have, guys? And so it looks like a kind of a building, like it looks like a building with a money sign on it. What is that?
It's the bank.
It's the bank. Okay, and you built out a parking lot for the bank. Great. And then what's beyond the bank?
A zoo.
A zoo? Did you say?
A zoo.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. And it looks like you have a registration desk here for the zoo.
Mhm.
Nice. Okay, good.
Guys, I think a panda bear is trying to get out.
I think a
Okay.
panda bear is crying.
Okay, so we're looking at your zoo. Rose, why don't you tell us a little bit about your zoo? What kind of animals do you have in your zoo?
Let's see. We got the polar bear. We've got pandas with a couple birds. And then we got some llamas and bunnies.
You forgot the horses.
Oh yeah, and the horses. Wait, where are the horses? Are they in there?
Oh, yeah,
Yep,
they're in there
right here.
too.
Okay.
Okay, llamas and horses. Got it.
All right. Is there anything we missed in your city?
And then there are skeleton horses.
Okay. Rose, can we let us know, is there anything else in your city or what you're planning to build?
Well, we're planning to build a jail cell, as in the police station.
Okay. Sarah, Erin, any comments?
Is that the jail cell over here, away from
No.
all the homes?
It's just a random house that we found.
Okay, okay. No, I think you're the first group that we've seen have parking lots associated with their uses. So I think that's great, and you're making sure to accommodate everyone who wants to drive to these different places. I think it's great. I don't know if you intentionally located the school and library close to each other. Do you guys do that on purpose?
That was the plan. That was the plan.
Okay. Yeah, those we call those institutional uses, and it's great when they can be clustered together. So I think that's a really good design to have them nearby one another.
I like that they were close to the houses too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like all your proportions are really great, because I know we hear a lot of complaints when something very big gets built and blocks views of something small next to it. So all of your buildings look very compatible. So I think you guys did a really good job too.
And you guys have
Okay.
landscaping too.
Oh, who's been opening up my doors?
Don't know.
Okay, guys. Thank you, yellow team. Any last comments to Sarah and Erin? Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Sarah and Erin, to go over the yellow team. Now we're gonna jump over to the orange team. Okay.
I think you're the one who's been leaving open those doors, Rose.
No, I always close my doors.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
I know that.
Or is it in someone's yard?
It's in my yard.
Okay,
Hi,
that sounds very
Katie.
peaceful.
Do you see me?
Yeah, so look for Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike, we're at the end of your bridge. So hi,
Yeah.
orange team. So can we stop
Hello.
building? Can we stop building and focus on
Sure.
talking to Miss Erin and Miss Sarah? And
You're on the end of our road. Which end of our road?
well, we're in the middle of the center. We're
here you
from the center of the
Okay.
city.
I'm
okay?
gonna go in the sky just to so they could see it from up above, but I'll follow you.
So
I'll just
Katie, Timothy, or Cora, do you guys want to talk about your city?
Well, yeah.
We're coming across the bridge right now.
Yeah, this is our suspension bridge. It has a minecart system on it, so we can ride it. Like cars, these are cars right there. I just broke one. Yeah, I got the car.
Okay, so what's beyond the bridge? What do we have? What do we see first?
Nice water fountain.
Yeah, someone else built that. I don't know what this thingy dinger is for. Oh yeah, this is our road sign. I think we put that up recently. We couldn't figure out our road sign. Can I see if you can block still? Oh no, you can't. See?
That's great. You guys have a nice gateway into your town. I love the sign and the fountain. Very nice.
And there are lots of houses. This is mine and Cora's house right here. We're building the fountain there. And all I have to do is add the finishing touch. The water. It just, no coin. Cool. That's a good idea.
So it looks like you have some houses to start. What else do we have beyond the houses?
We have a shop.
What is the one with the flags on it? What building is that with the American flags on it?
Lily built that. I'm not sure. Oh, you can just go like through the flags.
Okay.
Oh wow, this is actually
So
different.
maybe it's a multi-purpose building, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. So let's keep going, Katie.
Okay.
Just take us a
We
tour
want
of
to
the
show.
city.
I would like to show you the castle that someone built. I
Okay.
feel like it was Timothy's castle. So it's right here in this forest.
So you have your town is next to a forest.
Yeah, and here's the castle. That was my finishing touch on top of the tree. This beehive on top of the tree. And it's mainly just a big castle fort thing. I don't exactly understand why it's here, but it is. Oh, I found the way out.
Is the castle, it would be a good idea to make that like a public park so that anyone can
Yeah,
go.
there is a public park right here. So this is the glass area. It's like a garden. And then something funky happened. Oh, good. Finally got fixed the slide. Finally the slide gets fixed. Perfect. The slide is over here, the water park slide. So you can go down the water park slide. And there's like a little younger kid slide too.
Okay.
I worked pretty hard on this park. And then I'm looking for I found the grocery store. I think that, yeah, I found the grocery store. Oh,
So is the grocery store the white building or what color is the
white
grocery
one.
store? Okay.
I'm over here.
We see you.
Can you go in? Just click the button and run through.
Mr. Mike, right click on the door and go through.
Yeah. I'm holding it open. I'm trying to hold it open for you. There. And these are the places where you buy. And here's the money chest. I don't know why there's food in there actually. This is this is like the store. We built someone else built this rather than me, so I'm not sure why they. Yeah, I know why they built this though, because it's part of the city. I'm trying to hold the door open. Oh, open up! Stay! I'm not sure. This is just a little hut thing. I'm not sure what it's for. This is the pool. This is the rest of the pool. Someone built this part over here. But I'm not, but I built the water slide.
Right.
The big one. Yeah.
Very nice. I like all the different opportunities you have for recreation in this city. It seems like your residents are probably going to be pretty active.
Yeah, and I'm about to work on a restaurant.
Okay. I don't see too many roads other than the main one coming into like the grocery store or the park with the castle. Are you envisioning that everyone will be walking or riding bikes here or?
Yeah. You can make a map. Yeah, I could make a map. Cora suggested I make a map. I don't think that's a bad idea. Like a map where you should go. I might make a map. So like we can see all of the town map.
Okay. And is just for my knowledge, are the buildings on the opposite side of the road a neighboring town?
Yeah.
That's the red town we were just at.
Yeah,
Not the red town, the
Yellow. That's the yellow town.
Okay. Well, it looks like, and I don't know if you guys worked together, but it looks like your side is offering a lot of recreational opportunity and they have a lot of the businesses. So moving forward, I would say make sure you keep a good relationship with that town. Don't let them close those roads so that your residents can go over there to shop and go to the bank and let their residents come over and use your parks and your water park.
I made a map. I just made a map that shows our entire city.
Right.
Very
Maybe I'll
neat.
do one for more the center of the city. Where's the center? I think it's kind of on top of my house. This is kind of the center, huh? How does it work out? Map one.
All right. Any other comments, Sarah, Erin?
Good job. Yeah, I like all the
Yeah,
amenities.
this shows our city. Can I try? See?
Well,
Don't actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so that shows our entire city. Look, we can even see the castle. Here, let me put this on an item frame. Get rid of these other maps.
all right. Well,
Hello, whoever that is. I
Katie,
can't see them.
Katie, Cora, Lily, and Timothy, thank you for a tour of your city. We're gonna jump over
welcome.
now
It was
to
hard.
the red team. Thanks, guys.
We've
Appreciate
been
it.
working at this really hard.
Yes, you
You did a
have. And
great
you
job.
you did a great job. Yes, thank you. All right.
Now,
we're
where
gonna-
should I put my map? How about the beginning of the road?
All right, so join you at the red.
yeah, I'll see it red.
I get that, but a lot of things will stand up to rain.
Hi, red team.
Yeah, but this is what I like because
Right.
it's. 'cause
Chase.
I already have.
Chase, Liam, Micah, Sarah, how are you guys?
We're doing good.
Okay, so can we stop building for a second and you can
Yes.
do a presentation for Miss Sarah and Miss Erin? So we're at the entrance to your red city where we see a heart.
I put that up. Put that 2 weeks ago, and I forgot because I thought we were gonna. I forgot that we weren't doing next week.
Okay, that's fine. So you thought we were doing a presentation on Valentine's Day. I got you around Valentine's Day. All right, so give us a tour of your city. Chase, do you want to lead us through your city? We're kind of
Sure.
coming across the bridge right now. So if you can guide Mr. Mike across the bridge, okay? And tell us what you have in your city.
Quickly.
Right.
All right, so what do we see first, Chase?
Well, you see two bridges and the road branches off. But right here is a two-story house that has a lot of stuff in it. We added in a lot of different things in, so.
Okay, so we come up into a residential area first. Okay,
There's a pool, there's a library behind you.
like Santa?
We put lanterns up for when it gets dark and everything, and torches. And that. And
I
then
went up the chimney like Santa.
Is this for one person to live in, or are these like condos or apartments?
This one is actually multiple. I would think
Okay.
it would do well as a college home, just because of the bunk
I
bed.
went down the chimney like Santa.
It's great to provide another housing type. We've seen a lot of single family homes in the other towns, so it's nice to see something different.
We added in a lot of different things just because, I mean, we just wanted to. We built a lot of stuff because some of us didn't have an extra class, so we just got a lot of things in. So we did a fireplace and everything for when it gets colder. So that was
Okay.
where there was an aquarium at one point, and I think someone killed all the fish.
Mr. Mike, I went down the chimney like Santa.
hey Micah, can you
I'm good.
pay attention to what we're doing here?
All right, I'm gonna leave the house right now and we'll go to the next place.
Why does she being like Santa?
And Micah built the Liberty Bell, so I would guess that this is like a governmental area.
Yeah, the government building.
So
Okay.
Someone's screen is lagging up a bunch.
Hello.
So
Okay, so this is a government building. Great.
we haven't really put anything inside of it yet.
Okay.
And then Micah built a few different like houses for the people who want to live funnier lives, I guess. He built a bee house and a pig house.
Okay, so next to the
Very
government building.
creative.
Yes. A bee house and a pig house.
They aren't really furnished yet, so.
Okay.
I like how they're on the outskirt and they've got a lot of land around.
Behind the pig house. Hey, look behind the pig house.
Yeah, we see you, Micah. What's behind it? What's behind the pig house?
Oh, geez. All right.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Gosh.
Thank you, Micah.
That was Micah.
Okay.
Contributions from our younger students.
Thank you,
Yes,
Micah.
Gosh.
Good attention to detail, though.
Yeah,
That's
a little too much.
Okay. All right. So what
All
do we
right.
have beyond it? Looks like a glass house and a couple of gray house buildings and a red building. Chase, do you want to tell us what these are?
The glass house is a greenhouse. The building, where it looks like it has an extra foot, those are usually chimneys. So we added in a greenhouse. This one's over here is a library, and one all the way back there, that I believe is an ice rink, and the red house is a scuba diving area.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And is that a pond beyond, in the area beyond? I see the trees here and then I see some blue.
This is a park.
Okay.
To the right. Yep.
Oh, and then
Okay.
that's your ice
Yep.
rink? Or
Yeah. And then right now we're working on a fire department and a police station.
Okay. So did you purposely cluster the non-residential uses together?
Yeah, we're gonna try to get like the main areas down, and then we'll probably start adding in the roads to everywhere, and then we'll most likely then put in all the zoning and everything.
Okay. So that you're gonna figure out where you want things and then get the road network in place?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you've got some really cool uses like the scuba place and the ice skating rink that your residents will enjoy.
Absolutely.
Great.
And I like the creativity. I like that you allowed the residents to design their houses very differently. Looks like that bee house is going to be much taller than a lot of the others. So other neighbors might be glad it's on the outside and not hanging over them.
that is true.
And the people who are living in it will have a long way to walk up.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
well-
I think it's very creative.
Great. Well, thank you. We are at the top of the hour. I know this red team likes to stay on a little longer, but there may be others that may be leaving now. But Sarah, Aaron, I think that's our tour of the cities. If you can go to just hit the leave breakout, we'll have just a quick recap, and then we'll that's the end of the session today. So hit leave, Aaron, Sarah, if you can leave breakout room, and we'll see you in the main room.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you, red team.
Thank you,
Bye,
red
thank you.
team. Bye, Chase, Micah, Sarah, Liam. Hit leave breakout room. Don't leave meeting. Hit the booth. Hi, guys.
Hi.
All right.
They've got some very creative ideas.
Okay. Is there anything that you have any suggestions for us, or any, if you can see?
Oh, also, yeah, let's just start out that, so this beacon is where everything started out. So we had the beacon, and then each group was supposed to start building out, from that area there. So the beacon is kind of the central, everything started, and then it started branching out. So the first thing we were doing is, when we were explaining what civil engineering was and all that, we just had them start building some roads and then bridges. So then that's how everything started stretching out from there.
Right. So we had a hub, and then everybody built a bridge to their city.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. I mean, recommendations, just looking at how they've kind of pieced it together. We always try to look at transportation first, just to make sure everything is accessible. That's oftentimes the first infrastructure that gets put down whenever we have a new development or neighborhood that gets approved. So sometimes it's easier to do the roads first and then fill in, instead of jumping right to their different uses. And then maybe they've got a lot of creative destination type uses. Maybe if they can provide listings of what they want in their town first, and then seeing where they might be most appropriate. It looks like they've all kind of clustered the homes together and then the non-residential stuff together, which I think is good. I feel like they probably observe that just in their own natural surroundings, but it seems like they have a concept of what the different zones are.
Great.
Yeah, so when we
Yeah, I think it
we
is.
started out talking about the zones first, and residential was the first one. So that's probably why you're going to see that everybody clustered with their residential and then built out.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if they can cross boundary lines, but just emphasize working together and trying to get some of those connections. All their towns have something that's unique from one of the other towns. And it's better when they can work together as a region, and this person's hotel can be accessible to everybody and this person's park. So if they can find spots where their roads can connect, or if they want to put a trail that connects so people can walk.
No,
Good
good
ideas. Yeah,
ideas.
great idea.
Yeah, and the thing is, as each class progressed, they started learning a little more. So, and you know, there's this one city over here I'm coming over. You can see that they did not establish their city boundaries at that point, and they started encroaching on the other person's cities. So then that's where these long yellow things came in. That's how they did their city boundaries. It's just to kind of,
Oh, okay.
so it was, they didn't plan it out. That's the other thing. They planned out theirs, but they didn't think about the neighboring city. So they were starting to encroach. So that's another definitely part of the earlier planning.
Yeah. I think
Sure,
based
yeah.
I think based on this, we're gonna maybe resequence how we
Yes.
approach it. Yeah. So we may do city zoning first and then have them start building afterwards, right?
And your presentation was fantastic, because what you did is you expanded on everything that we had touched. You went a little more detail to kind of emphasize a few more points. And I think we're going to be able to use your presentation to kind of reorder some things like Will was saying. So
Yeah.
Oh, great. Good. I'm happy to send you that PowerPoint if you'd like.
no, that'd be great. Yeah.
And then you can use it as you wish.
Great. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Your presentation was fantastic. It worked in it was perfect for what these kids have been doing.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah. And we have like 8 other of these classes going on right now. We just invited you to one of them. Most of the other classes are smaller, like 1,
Okay.
2, or 3 teams. But we're going to definitely use the content from this to help the other teams out as well. So
Great.
thank you. And we may, if it's okay, invite you again down the future. I don't know when, but
Sure.
I'll keep your contact information. So thank you.
That sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have fun.
We will. Thank you. I appreciate everything.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.